Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Raptor X here with Good Clean Gaming RX. Today we are back in Eco on the Raptor X ECO Republic server. Hello, Mr. Buffalo and Mr. Wolf. Didn't think you really ate buffalo. Today I'm going to be going over the contract and work party system. We've had a little bit of drama over the past couple days with pricing and I guess a little bit of favoritism, and so I wanted to address that and basically show how one can use the contract system and the work party system to do the same things. Oh goodness, someone sold me a lot of crushed iron ore. A lot of crushed iron ore. So don't, that definitely wasn't something that I had mined up. So I'm going to go ahead first of all and start this going. Is there anywhere? Ooh. We can buy it a couple different places. So Taylor and Mechanics, 424 Northwest, and Machine Shop 203 meters west. Alright, so let's go ahead and get one of those then. So yeah, for those of you who are playing on the server, I kind of wanted to go over, you know, the pricing differences and how it's how you can, I guess, segment yourself off from society, I guess, or from the rest of the global economy, and have separate pricing schemes. Because I know there have been several different people who you know, they're kind of working together as a team, or kind of in close proximity to each other, and there's been a little bit of an argument over, are you allowed to do that, and are you allowed to set low prices and everything for different sell items, and basically have, I guess, what I'm going to call crony capitalism, where you work in close proximity and offer better prices and stuff for your friends and workers that you're working with closely, and then change stuff up for people who are, you know, not working right with you, and you know, basically give an advantage to the people that you're working with. So I guess the short answer is kind of. The rule on the server is that a person who is selling something has to offer the same price for everyone. And you know, it doesn't matter who's actually purchasing the item. It has to be priced the same, no matter who's buying it. How many do I have here in the... $523, and it requires 1.8, so that should bring it all the way down to 1.5, I would think. So if we have 523, it's going to be close. We'll go ahead and set that at 300. Okay, we're going to get some food there first before we start loading this up, and have a couple on hand. So I'm going to go over the work party system today, and I guess the work party system, and also the contract system so that we can basically show off how that can be done to pay people to do something for you. That is not necessarily something that's easily set up using the work party system, where it's just like, you know, put materials or work into a particular project. And then we're also going to go over the work party system and how to set all that kind of stuff up, and then how to set up pricing so that you can still have your own separate segment of the economy and work well with, you know, other people who are in close proximity to you, and still abide by the rules on the server that you have to have the same sell pricing for everyone. So as you can see, I've got two contract, these are work parties. I've got two work parties up here for carpentry labor. I need 10,000 carpentry labor on my research table, and then I need 18,000 carpentry labor on my sawmill over here for a lumber crafting. And both of these then will pay out a certain amount of money. So if I was going to do this, I've got, there we go. So I'm working on a geology research paper modern, and I need 61 bricks for that. I've already put in the labor. If I was going to set this up for a work party, and I wanted to go, I want to pay someone to just add 61 bricks to my work party there, I could come down here and go, I'm going to change this, and we're going to bring this amount down to 61, because that's kind of the amount that bricks are going for is $1 or 1 coin a piece. And then when I go ahead and hit post, that's going to allow anyone who purchases those bricks to be able to come over to, we'll just go ahead and post this. And that's kind of a bit of a misnomer, so I would normally change the name on that so that it's not iron concentrate, it's brick making, because it's going to kind of give a false impression as to what is going to be required for that. But then anyone who comes over to this board, say I'm another player, you'd come into this board, click on here, and just hit, there's a little button in here that says add role or take role, and you can click on that, and that basically adds you to a person who can do work and gets access to my research table. And then you can come over here and you can add labor. There we go. So dendrology research paper modern, I'll go ahead and do that. So these are the lumber that I need, and then I'm working on the composite skill book, so that's another instance of needing the labor on there. And a person can then come over here and they can't access this, so to speak, but they can like shift and right click, or alt and right click to add labor or ingredients to the work party, and they'll then get paid from the money that's gone into a separate escrow account, and we'll pay them for that. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. Yes, because no one's actually done that, and I'm not actually interested in having someone do that. Now the contract system is a little bit different. So this has all different kinds of clauses where you can do all different kinds of things. You can do receive permissions, you can do put items in a container. So for instance, if Insanium, because he can't access the store that actually sells land claim papers, you can do a put items in container, and then you can pick a container, and this is why you want to name. Actually, does this? Yeah, it only sorts out ones that you actually have access to, it looks like. Well, no, it doesn't either. It does set yours first, but say I wanted them to be able to access this Raptor X storage chest. We'll view this on the map and see where this is at. So as you can see, this is my one that's up here on the top of my house. Oops. Now how do I get back into that? There we go, contract 1. Okay, so I can pick this and go, alright, yep, I want them to be able to access this storage chest. So I'm going to hit the select button, and they're going to put those items in this container. And I'm going to go ahead and click items, and I'm going to go land claim paper. There we go. And I'm going to determine how many I want in there. So let's say I want 1. And then I'm going to look here and see how much they go for. So you buy them over here at the government store for 75 coin. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here, and I'm going to use payment upon completion. I'm going to set this up to use coin, so they're actually being paid something that they want to be used for. And I'm going to go ahead and set payment at 75 coin, so that anyone who has access to the government store can go over there and pay for one of those land claim papers, come over here and put it in that, and then it'll go ahead and pay them that $75 as soon as that's completed, and take away access to that chest so that they can, essentially give me that land claim paper, and then that will allow them to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit post, because this is kind of how that would be done. There we go, and I've got contract 1 up here. This is in a proposed because no one's accepted it yet. But now anyone can come along, and there'll be a button down here that says accept, where you can click on that, and that'll give you temporary access to this, which you can't access yet anyway. But it would give you temporary access to this shipping crate that would then allow you to put one of those land claim papers into here, and then you'd get paid by that contract system. Now, there are two, I guess, things that would it would benefit the poster. Number one, if you're going to give someone access to one of your storage containers, do make sure that that storage container is empty, because especially when you don't know all the people that you're playing with, if you're on a large server or something like that, you cannot guarantee that someone's just going to come along and go, oh look, they've got a whole bunch of valuables in here, and they'll take one or two of those or a bunch of them. And I'm not saying that anyone on this server would do that, but if you're playing on your own server or on a wide public server, and not everyone there is as honest as the players that we have on this server, it could potentially happen. So just be aware of that. That's going to greatly reduce the amount of material that I need there. It's going to take 1.5 instead of 1.8, and so that'll let's see here, I need 445 instead of the 517. Yep, so I'll have more than enough to do that now, and it's going to create that one one concentrate and 1.5, and I guess one tailings. So that's going to go ahead and do that, and I guess I can also go over here and see what iron concentrate is selling for. 2.5, 2.1. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down then and go 2.3. There we go, so that someone can actually make a little bit of money transporting this over here to the smithy. So that's the basics of the contract system. And there are all different kinds of contracts that a person has to be able to do this. So for instance, if I had a transport clause and I wanted someone to move, say, 1,000 iron from a mine that I had somewhere way out in the desert and bring it over to my transport. So I could pick a stockpile that I have out in the desert and select that one, and then pick another one that I have over here and select that one, and they're going to, once that's done, they're going to move a certain item, and I'll give a number down here, and then there'll be a payment upon completion. I'll set the payment, how much they go, what they're going to pay it with, whether it's coin to my Raptor X credit, how much they're going to pay, or be paid. I can also set a deposit here, so that if someone's going to accept this, they're going to have to pay, say, 200 coin into this deposit first, so that I know it's not just someone that's going to take it and take all of my goods in there and then never complete it. So you can make this equal essentially to the value of those items, so that you're not losing anything if anyone decides to take off with those and sell them on the market. And then you can go ahead and post that. You can also add extra clauses if you want here too. So it's like you can add remove blocks. So this would be like if you wanted someone to mine something out for you. You can do a harvest field. Loan offers, that's something where if you have a large amount of money, you can set up a loan. Does he have carpentry? I guess back to that. So there are all different kinds of things that one can do. You can actually even, for instance, if you wanted to if you wanted to get a loan for yourself, you can do a sell bond here, and you can do coin. You can do the client account, would be that one. And you're basically saying, hey, I want to allow a certain amount of debt and set an interest amount, so that then anyone who purchases this will give you a certain amount of coin, and that allows you then to do something. It's essentially you're taking out a loan instead of offering a loan for someone else. You can do clear tree stumps and debris. So you've chopped down 100 trees and you don't want to do the cleaning up yourself. You can do one of those. There are build room ones, harvest fields, plow fields. You can do a receive permissions even, so that that someone has access to an inventory or something like that. There are reputation ones, so that you can have a clause on here that basically says you have to have a certain amount of global reputation before you can take this one. There are all different kind of things that you can do here. It's very powerful, but that's kind of the basics of it. and that can be used for doing all different kinds of things that you can't do with a work party system. Now, I guess moving on to ways that you can create a segmented economy, where you have a certain subset of people that you work with that are in close proximity to you, that you want to offer them lower prices. I know the people who it's kind of come up that it's happening is up here, kind of in this northern region. They're quite a ways from the rest of us over here, and so they're kind of setting up their own segmented economy over here, where the pricing scheme is a little bit different than the rest of the world, and that's caused a little bit of drama, because people are looking at the prices up there and going, oh, they're showing, you know, special favoritism to the people who are in their location by setting prices very low, so that they can trade and do things over there at a different price than the rest of us have to pay. That's not fair. And so basically how you can do this and still abide by the rules is, instead of setting up everything based on a sell order, you basically, you know, say I want to buy, or say I want to sell iron concentrate to my friends nearby, and I want to let's bring this down to 20, so I just want to get rid of those. Say I want to sell this. Oh goodness, that's even lower there. Let's go to 15 then. Say I wanted to sell these to Insanium, and I wanted to do that at a rate that was significantly lower, so that he could, you know, make a whole bunch of iron bars. Instead of selling this iron concentrate at bringing this all the way, say down to 1 coin, and letting Insanium know, hey, come over to my store, buy the iron concentrate at 1 coin, and then I'll put the price back up when you're not here, so that everyone else has to pay the 2.3 coin. Instead of doing that, I would tell Insanium, hey, I want to pay you a reduced rate for the iron concentrate, so set up a store and you purchase the coin, or purchase the iron concentrate at 1 coin. And so if I come over here and mimic what Insanium would do, we'd come over here and do iron concentrate, and you were going to buy this for 1 coin. And so most players on the server are going to go, oh, 1 coin, that's ridiculous. I can get 2.5 at Insanium's place, or 2.1 over here at the other place that's buying it, Redhorn Metal. And they'd say, I'm not going to bother taking it over to Insanium and getting less of a price for that. But if someone's over there, or if I'm selling to Insanium and I want to give him a discounted rate on stuff, then I go over to him and I say, okay, so you set your store at 1 coin to purchase this, so I'm just going to bring it over and I'm going to sell it to you for 1 coin. And then in return, because I want to purchase something for a lower price, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to set my iron bars, and I'm going to put a buy order up for those. And instead of setting these up to buy them for, you know, the 1.2 or 1.5 or whatever that you would see over there, I'm going to go ahead and set these up and go 0.6, so that I'm buying iron bars over here at 0.6. So I'm getting a discounted cost, but I'm still abiding by the rules, because everyone else, I'm not offering, and Insanium's not offering a different sell price just for me. It's something that he's voluntarily coming over here and selling them to me at a lower price, because he knows that I'm then turning around and selling him the iron concentrate for a lower price. And so that's the way that you can set up a segmented economy, and you can basically run things and offer lower prices to people who are who are working with you by basically setting up a voluntary buy or sell order, so that basically the people who are working with you are going to come over and sell things to you for a lower price. So you're buying for a lower price rather than selling to a select number of groups for a lower price. And the difference is that it's fair for the people who you are working with. I'm going to change this up a little bit so I only get 200 of those at once. Oh, come on. There we go. So that it's fair for everyone, and everyone is going to be paying the same prices. And yeah, that basically allows everyone to work on the same pricing scheme, except for the people who are who you're working with in close proximity, and that you kind of have a reciprocal agreement with, and those people will be getting a little bit of a discounted price, and still abide by all of the rules that say you can't offer special pricing to only a select group of individuals. You can't set your sell prices to a special number for certain individuals. And that's kind of the way that you can do that and get around, so to speak. I guess I should check what I actually have in here. Get around that requirement that your sell prices have to be the same for everyone by basically buying everything for a lower cost for the people who you are working with. And that way everything's fair and above board. And it basically works then on people offering you better pricing through your buy order instead of doing it through your sell order. Okay, so back to actually what I was going to do. I'm laying a road here, as you can see. And obviously, since I'm putting this out on the on YouTube, it's not really a secret road, but I have a copper mine, or not a copper mine, a coal mine that I'm making a road out to. I'm probably going to have to go back and here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and that's still a little bit funny over there. I pick these up because I know I need some of those, and I really ought to get my land claim papers and claim a little bit of land through here so that I can grow some extra pumpkins, because I need some of those for various different things that I'm making. Pumpkin seed. There's nowhere that I can actually buy that, so I'm going to go ahead and set up a purchase order for that. Go back to my house to be able to do that, of course, and we'll go from there. And that's actually going to wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully this was helpful and allows everyone to understand kind of how you can set up contracts and work parties. And and offer special pricing for the people who you are working with, while still abiding by the server rules. We did have an update to those yesterday, where I basically outlined what you can and can't do, just so everyone's clear. And got those all updated and working properly. I guess also a little public service announcement. My phone decided to break yesterday. I've got absolutely no access to any sort of phone. I can't access Discord. I can't even call anyone. It won't even turn on. So in the interim, until I get that fixed, I will not be able to get to any Discord questions until I get back home here in the evenings. So I do apologise for that. I'm going to work on getting a new phone and get back to being able to properly access things and work with everyone. But I guess for right now, that's kind of the state of how everything is. So, alright everyone, thank you for watching. If this has been helpful, if this has been instructive and you've learned something, do drop a like on the video and consider subscribing. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care everyone. Ta-ta.